All right, what we are going to learn about now is how to create banners for your lettering. So this is kind of a fun way that you can embellish your work. You know, you're doing a piece of lettering and you want to emphasize a certain word. Throw it on a banner. It looks cool. It's fun. They're actually pretty easy to draw. And the fun thing is with these, I think they look really impressive and they're not that hard. So they're deceptively easy. And so, you know, you throw a banner on something and it looks really cool and it's not that hard. So we're going to learn some of those. We'll probably do about 15 or so. And some of them are really quick and easy. So let's just get started. So number one, first one we're going to do is we're going to start off with straight line across, about that far. And then we're going to give it a little bit of space, maybe 1/4 of an inch or something. Draw another line. And we're trying to make them, you know, as even as you can, but you can see my line wobble there. It's okay. It doesn't matter that much. Again, that's the charm of hand lettering, right? The imperfections, what makes us human. So we're going to draw those lines. And then I guess on drawing lines, just another reminder, emphasis or whatnot. When you move your pen across the page, if you can lock your fingers, you don't have to like grip it really tight, but you just keep them in place, lock your wrist, and draw from your elbow. So you're moving your arm from your elbow, you get much smoother lines. So I'm going to be doing that the whole time. If you're worried about your lines and they're all wobbly, my guess would be that you're using your fingers or your wrist maybe a little too much. So try moving your whole arm. If they're still wobbling, maybe it's the speed. If you go too slow, your lines are more likely to wobble. If you go too fast, they'll be a little bit out of control and you won't have a straight line as easily. So you got to work just a little bit to find the right speed, and you know, you pull from your elbow, but if you do that, you're going to be fine. It takes a little bit of practice, but it's not that hard. It doesn't take much practice. What I'm going to do now on this first banner is do like a little ribbon cut here. It's kind of like a sideways V. So I put a little dot there in the middle just to give myself a little guideline. You don't have to, but I find that when I put a dot there and draw from the inside out to the edges, I get a little bit better of a ribbon cut. You can also just kind of come in like this, but if you don't get it even or whatnot, I don't know, for some reason I feel like it's a little easier to do that dot there. So you give that a try. Okay, number 2, I think I'm going to go across here. Number 2. Very similar to the first one, but what we're going to do this time, we'll go across like that. And then we're going to come to this edge and do a vertical line straight down, about that far, 1/4 of an inch or so. And then another horizontal line across. And then we're going to do that ribbon cut. I think that's what to call it. I don't know. It's like the end of a ribbon bookmark or something like that. One thing you can do to kind of dress this up a little bit if you want to is add that little shadow. We learned that in the hand lettering enhancements, but if you want to add just a little shadow here, you know, you think about your light source, and so I draw that down just a little bit, but then I can come out here, and I'm going to match this angle when I come out, but I'm going to try and get that just a little bit straighter, right? And then we're going to fill that in. Takes a while with these Micron pens. If you got that Tombow pencil, something like this, that little bullet point will do the job a lot quicker. Brush point will go even faster, but sometimes that's a little hard to control in small spaces. So, you know, just depending on how fast you want this to take, right, is depending on the pen you choose. So, okay, we're not going to do that on all of them. I just wanted to show you this one right here, so you have an option, and you can kind of do that just a little bit. I wonder if I should, I'm going to add just a little bit of shadow that side to kind of finish it off there. Okay, number 3. very similar to this one. We're just going to turn it the opposite way. So this time I'm going to do a small line that way, 2 slightly longer vertical lines, and then the ribbon cut. You know, while I'm doing this, I thought of something. Part of what makes this easy, I'm going to start number 4 while I'm talking. Part of what makes drawing easier is proper form or technique or whatnot. I have this taped down right now so that I keep it in the view of the camera, but when I'm drawing just by myself, I'm constantly turning my page so that it moves with the arc of my arm easier. You want to draw with movements that feel as natural as possible. So like sometimes trying to draw like this, where you're kind of pulling across your body, can be pretty hard, you know, and sometimes like drawing at certain angles can be difficult, and that'll make your lines more wobbly. So if you can turn the page so that it's easier for your arm to move in a natural direction, that's going to help you a lot. So okay, I said I was going to draw while I was talking through number 4, but I didn't. So here we go. Get the vertical line down, the 2 lines horizontal, and then this time we're going to do the exact opposite of the ribbon cut. We're going to do an arrow out here. I kind of missed my dot there just a little bit, but oh well. And I drew over that line. Bothers me, but oh well. That's life, right? Well, we're going to try and fix this here. It's not great, but it works. Okay, number 5. A lot of these are very similar. You could figure out these on your own, I'm sure, but we're doing them just because, just to give you some options and choices, and I figure if we give you enough different ways to do these banners, you'll be able to come up with a lot on your own, right? You see other examples. Okay, number 6, we start to get just a little bit different. And, you know, as you're following along here, you know, pause it if you need a little extra time, speed it up if you're bored and I'm going too slow for you. So with number 6, I'm going to start straight here, and then I'm going to curve down and then finish off with a straight line. And then I'm going to try and do the other one as close to being parallel as possible. Just going to follow that curvature. Think of it like looking at a road from a bird's eye view. Then we do the ribbon cut. And we get this. Kind of fun. Start to customize it a little bit, right? Number 7 is when we start to get the cool stuff, right? When we start to have some fun banners here, and where it starts looking difficult, but it's still easy. I'll show you what I mean. So we're going to start off with a rectangle here. Doesn't have to be a super big one, but it should be, you know, a little bit length, 1 inch or 2 inches, something like that. And then we are going to come halfway down that vertical line and draw straight out for, you know, a little bit. Same thing on this side. Well, actually, I'll get to that in a second. So we come halfway down there, draw a straight line out. I'm going to come to this corner and go halfway in and draw the distance of, you know, half that line. So let me show you what I mean. Draw that, draw straight out. What I'm trying to do is keep this distance and this distance the same. I'm just bringing it in like a little, you know, a little bit of that space. So, because theoretically this is a banner and it's wrapping around, coming out, so this side should be the same width as this. Do the ribbon cut. Then, it looks cool already, but we're going to do one last thing to give it some excitement. From this corner to this corner, draw a straight line, and that gives it the folded behind and wrapping around look, right? It's kind of fun. So if you feel ambitious, you could pause the video and try finishing this one on your own. or you can just watch me and follow along. So I'm going to come out there, come down here, draw straight out again, ribbon cut. Oops, went a little long on that one. It's okay. Connect that line. Ta-da! And then if you wanted to add a little shading, kind of tuck this behind a bit, you do just a few hatch marks on that little folded part, or you could color it completely in if you want. Add that shadow. I kind of like the hatch marks, but if you want to color it completely in, that also gives the same impression, right? Okay. Number 8. We're going to do the same thing except tiny. So a small little square there. And then we're going to draw that part coming out. Ribbon cut, line connected, boom. Then the other side. Kind of a fun thing to draw. This would be good if you were doing like a initial or an and sign or something like that. I can't remember what those are called, ampersands or something like that. Let's just do the first letter of the alphabet here. You don't have to do this part, I'm just doing it for the sake. Right, something like that. Okay, number 9 is going to be a variation off of what we've just, of this number 7, what we've done. So we're going to start off with a straight line, and we're going to come down here and do this. I'm going to just the slightest bit of curve there. What I'm going to do, instead of a straight line down, I'm going to round it just a little bit like that. And then, oh, I'm trying to remember how to do this. Round it this way, I think. Ribbon cut. Let's see if I did that wrong here. Oh, I think I connected it like this. And then, man, I might have to edit this part out because I'm doing horribly. I used to know how to do this. Let me see here. And, oh, I think it's just like, something like that. I think I messed up. That's close enough, right? You can see that. I think if I left that part undrawn, it would feel a little bit better. Just a little sliver there. That's what I should do, even though I probably won't. Okay, number 10. So if you are, if you want to go look up this kind of banner, you'll find it. It's not that hard. I just can't remember how to do it. So there you go. Number 10. We're going to do another swoop. Okay, so this one's a little different. It's another variation of 7, but we're going to swoop down here first. And then we're going to do a straight line down on each side. About the same size as all of these. All right, finish that off. And then this time what we're going to do is from the middle, we're going to draw a straight line out this way. And then we're going to come in a little bit here and draw straight up. And then draw straight out. And with this, we have to stop a little bit early with this line so that it's parallel here. We don't want to continue that line until it's even with this, because then the ribbon cut looks really weird. So if we stop it so it's parallel, we can do that ribbon cut, and that's actually how it would look in real life, right? Or real-ish life. Maybe I'll do the other side. Well, I don't know. I don't want to do the wrong way. We'll see. Hang on. Maybe I'll do the wrong way just for the demonstration. So I come up. If I draw it all the way straight, almost, and then I do that, ribbon cut just kind of looks weird, right? Finish that off, and that all looks good, but this side looks weird. So don't do that. Okay, number 10 is just, or sorry, number 11 is just flipped the opposite direction. So I don't know if I'll do that one. I think I'm just gonna let you guys do that on your own. So we'll go to number 11 here. And we'll go like this. And then don't draw a line down yet. We're gonna come kind of straight out, like perpendicular again. Put my guidelines there. Make sure I'm connecting the dots here, right? So that then I can go like this. Do that ribbon cut there. Remember, you don't want your lines to come out even, because then you get that weird looking thing. Unless you like that. If you like that, go for it. Okay, number 12. We're gonna start kind of like this one up here, kind of like number 6. Start with that wavy line. This time we're gonna go down. Follow that around. And I bet you can guess what we're gonna do next. Just like that. You know, if you want to give these a little bit more personality, you can. You don't have to keep everything straight or whatnot. Let's see, so if this was going like that, loop it around this way, let's just let it kind of go up like that a bit. Seeing that works, right? Still feels about right. Better than this abysmal failure, but that's okay. That's part of art, right? Failing and then, you know, learning from your mistakes. Okay, 13. See, maybe I'm not going to edit out just so you can see that your teacher still messes up a lot. So, you know, we're all in good company. With number 13, we're going to start off with a vertical line, small vertical line. I'm going to draw it this way. Ribbon cut. Draw it this way. Ribbon cut. And then connect those. I think that's kind of a cool little design. If you wanted, like, you know, so my wife and my letters. So my wife's name is Andrea, so I could do her initial here. My first name is Phil, so I could do my initial here. Something like that. It's kind of a fun way to put that together. Okay, number 14. Here we go. We're gonna do, I better write 14. Okay, I'm gonna draw first a rectangle. Then what I'm gonna do, you're tempted to just go right with it, right? That's good, because that means you're getting into the groove. But what we're going to do is something a little bit different. Okay, so making these little squares here. You can do as many of these as you want, really. We're only going to do these two coming off, and then we're going to go like this. Ribbon cuts. And then, obviously, you know the drill. Connect. Cool. Pause and see if you can do the other side by yourself before I do. Or if not, you can follow along. And again, you could do the same thing that we did over here, right? You could do that swish if you wanted instead. I should have done this side that way, but that's okay. Maybe I'll do that now. Been nice to show you those. probably could have done something like, so the big thing is when you curve this side, you got to curve the top the same way. Because if you curve it the opposite ways, it's not going to look like it's not going to look right. Right? It looks like a squashed Pac-Man almost. Or if you do them both in, I don't know, it looks like a snake tongue or something like that. So the key is to curve them together at relatively the same, distance apart. So I'll show you maybe one example where you could vary that a little bit, but you pretty much want to keep it consistent. So we are running out of room for the other one. So I'll show you that ribbon thing down here. If you are going to curve them and you want it to have a little bit of variety, you can kind of start off here and then come up like that. Maybe like bring it over. And you still want to make sure that they're kind of parallel. Ribbon, cut it there. And then it's kind of like you've had the top side and then you're looking at the bottom here. So you could...
Mallory, your groceries have arrived. Mallory, your groceries have arrived in the main office. Thank you.
All right, announcement there. Okay, so that could be kind of like the bottom there, right? Cool. I think it looks a little bit better with that little edge there. Something like that. Now it feels like it's going and twisting around. Okay, so we need to get a little bit more space here. Grab another paper. Okay, so what we're going to do now for 15, this one's bigger. That's why we have to get new paper, or why I have to get new paper. 15. All right, so this one is challenging. This is probably going to be maybe the most challenging one that you do. So we're going to start off with a curved line here. We'll do like a little, the straight lines down. Follow that. Then you want to give it a pretty good space, maybe an inch or so in between. And we're going to come out here, do another curved line, trying to follow generally the same curvature as the first one. And then one more down. We're going to do this one kind of small again. Cool. Okay, now what we're going to do is start up here. We're going to draw straight out this direction, and then this side is coming from that edge. We're going to draw the other side of the ribbon on, but we kind of have to, in order to keep it consistent, we're going to draw like we're coming out of this corner and at the same angle as this line. So we're going to come here, pick up right there, and then do that. All right, then on the other side, we're going to come from the opposite side of the ribbon here. Draw straight down here, or to the side, I guess, diagonal. Then come down that. Okay, so that's the first part. Then what we're going to do is connect these. So in order to make it look realistic, we could just draw straight down here. I'm going to curve this around just a little bit. Connect there. And then I'm coming from this side and I'm going to follow that same line. So I'm curving, not drawing yet, but then picking up here. And I'm trying to make it look like it's connecting with that side. If you wanted to do this in pencil first, maybe that's a good idea. Probably should have said that at the beginning. Same thing here. I'm going to curve it around a little bit. Meet up there. and then curve around. Have it go like it's connecting to that side. And look at that, you got yourself a really cool twirly banner. Oh, you know, this doesn't look completely right, so we're just gonna give a little loop there. But this one looks generally okay. I don't know. I'm good with that. Okay, so those are the 15. I think I'm gonna do one more as a little bonus. I saw a student do this. It was really cool, so I thought, let's put that in the mix here. I'm going to start off with the little smiley face line again. This time we're going to give like a little bit of a bump there, and then we're going to draw another one, but we're going to come deeper in that curve, and then come up. It does look kind of like a smile, but this is where we'll kind of depart from that. So we do two lines kind of like this. With these microns, if you give a little bit of a flick at the end of your line, it will taper slightly. It's not going to taper much, but it will taper slightly. So we got the fabric gathered. You could put more lines in there if you wanted, but I guess if you're doing lettering, you probably wanted a little bit of space for that. And then from here, we'll come out, we'll go at just a slight angle there. And then we're going to bring another line right there. They're not touching, they're just right next to each other. We'll bring another one here. You can like go from behind here though too. We're kind of drawing like this fabric is falling behind there. We'll kind of go with these little lines here. Then we loop it a little bit. I don't know if loop is the right word, curve. And you kind of got your little folded or gathered fabric right there. And then we're going to just do the same thing on the other side. Like that, we'll loop this one here to start off with. Again, these don't have to be perfectly symmetric. You want them mostly symmetric, but you don't have to be perfect. Cool. And that's that banner. So there's 16 different ways that you can customize your lettering. Let's look at all of them again. So you got very basic, getting more complicated, totally messing up, and then getting a little bit more creative, then pretty complex by the time you get down here, right? Anyways, okay.